So, this is precisely the issue that Sri Aurobindo was trying to grapple with. And the point he was making, and the conclusion he came from, is that India will get its political freedom. But what will happen is that, and certainly this will be true of the elite, that they will be so emptied out, and that they will be seeing Indian civilization from such a outsider's perspective. Well, basically what had happened, prolonged period of foreign occupation meant that effectively Indians came to see their own civilization as if it was somebody else's civilization. So the way they interpret our texts, for example, was seen from the way it had been translated by colonial era translators, rather than the way they themselves read it. Whether from traditional scholars or just simply read it and tried to understand it on their own terms, which is what Sri Aurobindo did with Secret of the Vedas. He basically takes the book, the Vedas, and interprets it in his own way. So the point is, this requires a certain level of cultural self-confidence, which had been simply fittered away for a long time. The sad part is that having become independent, India continued down this particular path. So there was this extreme need for a certain amount of validation from external sources. It had, you required, say, Western universities to come out somehow bless our interpretations of our own text. Same problem arises even with Auroville. It's only now beginning to change that Indians and people who have subscribed to Indian civilization, so I just don't mean Indians, I think now I'll have to think of Indians in a civilizational terms. What happens is that we begin to claw some of this back, and this is a very recent phenomena. I mean, whether it's landing on the moon or becoming the world's 5th largest economy, soon to become the world's 3rd largest economy, this clawing back of a certain self-confidence is a very new thing. So the fact that you face this sort of continued deracination or weakening of self-confidence, even in Auroville, that as you said, is extraordinary. But I can see that this will now turn, because this is not just about Auroville or a small group of people. This is a real reassertion of the Indic way of thinking, which the point that Sri Aurobindo and the mother was also making, these are at some level universal ideas. This is their land of birth, but this is a way of thinking. And whether it is the rising acceptance of, say, yoga, or the success of Indians living abroad, and the growing acceptance even of Indian ideas more widely by people who are not genetically Indian, but have subscribed to our value system and civilization, of which, by the way, Auroville is one manifestation.